Hi, I'm Akira.
Number 1 hour.
Welcome to The Long Take. This week, we're discussing the new Indian Netflix movie, Accused, which stars Kunka Seshrama and is set in the UK. Yeah, I might be nitpicking here, but I was struggling to figure out why this is a movie in the UK. So I will balance it by asking the bigger question. Also, Rohan, is why a movie so bad?
I don't know. I won't shut up about this movie for a year now.
Oh, wow.
It's one
Okay.
of it's one of those things that just becomes
I
that
was
just
willing to forget
touch.
it like while watching it.
No, this is one of those Reboot Das Gupta things that I will just
What
keep
happened to
bringing
that
up.
guy, by the way? Did he finally like get off the ladder to success?
No, he's doing something. It feels as if he ghost directed this one also, by the way.
I mean, he definitely gave them like tips of like, bro, I made this remake, bro. I made it not in India, bro. Why don't you do the same thing, bro?
Apparently, it's all in Poland, which is what I gathered from the credits.
Oh, this is like a tax credit thing, like how too
Is
many
yeah,
got like Croatia and except like they were like, you're not
really
paying us
Croatia.
enough to, you're not paying us enough to say Poland, so we'll say UK.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work, like to change the street names and all. Like, this is like Hollywood level stuff to like go somewhere and then make that city look like a British city.
I mean, might be both Poland or and the UK, but the like I saw in the credits was a significant crew from Poland.
Interesting. I mean, that's also possible. Okay, no, I don't know. Be judgmental. Go on.
But then it's extra baffling, no? Because ek to there's no reason for it to be in the UK. Firstly, secondly,
Yeah, like I kept waiting of like, what
huh,
is it about the narrative that you cannot tell the story from like a Bombay Delhi?
I suppose the gayness, but even that we've done. No, we've overcome that hump now.
So only thing I could figure out was that essentially that, which is insane because it says a lot about our country is that sexual harassment is not taken enough seriously here, and they have stricter laws there. So they were like, if we test out the narrative there, it'll be more believable.
No, but इस level का internal investigation तो कोई भी करता है ना यहाँ भी होता है.
I mean, यहाँ पे but झोल होता है ना, like investigation itself is like bosh because the people who are not supposed to be involved are involved.
I don't think that would be an issue. I think it's mostly just it's cheaper to shoot in Poland than it is in India for some. Like I can't think of any other reason.
Yeah, yeah, I guess that it comes down to that.
Yeah, because it's bad not just because of this one thing that we've spoken about, that it's in Poland for no reason or London for no reason.
Hmm.
It's bad on virtually every level. And it's more annoying than
Yeah,
Kartik Aaryan because it pretends to be smarter than Kartik Aaryan.
exactly. That was my problem. I was like, it's like dharma is not enough to give us like too many also was them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, like that movie, they're like, they're not pretending to be like, yeah, we're not doing highbrow stuff. We're doing kachra stuff. You
Hmm.
know it. You will be here for it, and we will deliver on the money. And they're still terrible. They can't even do kachra properly.
Hmm.
This one, they'd want to do highbrow stuff of like, look, we're taking things seriously like 5 years after they were important. Uh, and then they like make that bad on like every possible level, and I'm just like, oh, get out of here. Don't do it.
it's
Don't take us so
it,
seriously.
it's a bad it's a bad movie in terms of like just technique. It's a bad
Yeah.
movie in terms of writing. It's a bad movie in terms of performances, and to top it all off, it's a bad movie in terms of politics also.
Oh my God.
So where do
Yeah.
we start?
Let's do reverse order. Politics first.
This I thought about,
Hmm.
because you can predict with movies like this that there's going to be like some sort of moralizing lecture at the end.
Yep.
And because Kunkuna is a woman, then you can sort of make a guesstimate about what is going to happen at the end. Uh,
They're not gonna make a movie about a woman being actually accused.
exactly. So that's exactly what happens. It's but the idea of it that a woman cannot be a toxic, harassy person is insane to me.
Yeah, that is insane. And the
It's
fact that the character is allowed to become self-righteous person who is like, actually, I have achieved self-actualization now, and I think I was toxic, even though I was not a harasser, and so I will not take this job offer to seem like holier than thou.
which let me by the way point out that the movie tells us in words that I wasn't a harasser. But that's only like if you're imagining her to be Harvey Weinstein, right? Because in every other
Yeah,
definition of the word harassment, she does all of it.
yeah.
And the movie shows us her engaged in acts of harassment and intimidation. And
Yeah.
psychological harassment, sexual harassment, grooming, सब करती है bro.
And उसके
How is
ऊपर से they don't even have the audacity to answer the main question about her personal life, which like Mira is like, hello, did you like spend the entire night at Sophie's? And the movie is just like, you know what? We'll never answer that question. We just wrap up without it.
no, so it's fully, I to fully just bought that she is a serial cheater, you know.
Hmm. Yeah, she's
But
cheating on that woman with this woman, then cheating on this woman with that woman.
yes, but everything about her is forgiven because she's not the worst kind of harasser.
Which is like so annoying. Like the movie is made for like 12-year-olds, or like people who want like escapism from their life. They're like, oh
No,
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 like
it's
give us like, uh whatever you are going to do for 90 minutes, but anyway, please wrap it up nicely and neatly. Thank you.
no, it's not made for 12-year-olds. I'll tell you who this movie is made for. It's made for grown ass adults who do performative activism, performative wokeness
Yeah, you're
online.
right. This is for the quote unquote liberals.
है ना? तो ये otherwise you wouldn't have that scene at the end in which she's like lecturing कि औरत को अगर ऐसे करे, are you like, do you remember that Neha Dhupia thing that she got into like trouble for
No.
years ago? Like Neha Dhupia, like on on Roadies, some guy was like, my girlfriend cheated on me,
Hmm.
and Neha Dhupia was like, so what? It's her choice. And then she got like into a lot of like not trouble but like online hate उसके पास आया.
Hmm.
And I was like, that is one of the most insane things I've ever heard a public personality say on television.
So what?
So which is the equivalent, right? This movie is
Yeah.
the equivalent of Neha Dhupia saying it's her choice on Roadies.
Yeah. It
It's
is.
her choice to cheat. It's her choice to groom that young girl. It's her choice to get her fired. It's her choice to intimidate another woman and be 50 people have left their jobs
Yeah.
because of her.
Like that is still the truth. Like by the end, like sure, like lot of things have been proven like incorrect or like wrong or false, but there are a lot of things that have been proven are still stand true, which have not been proven like false at
Or
any
which have not
level.
been addressed by the
Yeah,
movie.
and which are very deeply problematic.
Exactly. So and we see those scenes in which she's like borrowing line on that young girl who the intern from Kunkuna's perspective. So it's not even like ये तो मतलब
Yeah.
made up fantasy
Hmm.
था.
Hmm.
It's a real thing that happened. Like she's not supposed to be engaged in a secret romantic relationship with an
Yeah, and
intern.
she fully like just admits it upfront all the time, right? Like she's just like,
Huh.
yeah, I was with them and then they left. And they left because of you.
Yeah, and the HR is like, yeah, it was brought to our notice and she had to leave. I was like, एक second, Didi, the HR person is to like full like Bellatrix Lestrange to her Voldemort.
Yeah,
Like she
yeah,
has
yeah.
been like accomplice in this woman's
Which is why every time when
rampage.
she's sitting with like Bhargav in those room, I'm like, this investigation is botched.
Yeah, like एक तो, and the first time she gets like that anonymous email is and she like turns her computer around, is like ये देखो गीतिका आपके against
Yeah.
email complaint
आप
आया है.
देख लो ईमेल जो आपको ईमेल नहीं दिखाना चाहिए हमें आप देख
हाँ.
लो.
And you know what? Like last year we watched that. Did you watch that Julia Roberts movie?
Nope.
So the Julia Roberts movie was like basically same premise
Hmm.
where she's like a professor who's up for tenure,
Hmm.
and a younger colleague of hers is accused of harassing a student, and the student confides in Julia Roberts, but Julia Roberts is caught in a very difficult position. Like, should I defend my friend? What should I do?
Got it.
And that movie was so bad. It was so bad. But it was a million times better than this movie, which is about the exact same things. And we're not even going to bring up Tar here because that's a movie. This is not even a movie.
Yeah. No, no. We're not gonna bring up stuff like that because it does a disservice to the art of
Huh.
cinema then.
So I'll bring up the Julia Roberts movie because it was terrible. But even that was like a masterpiece compared to this god awful nonsense.
Okay, so we've tackled politics. Reverse order continuing, we are going to do performances.
Yeah, fully. So it's like one of those things, right? The movie for no reason is a mystery. uh, oh, is she a harasser or is she not a harasser? And
Yeah.
then it's like, oh, through the course of like whatever 1 hour 45 minutes, it's like, yeah, matlab, obviously, like look at her terrible behavior. Like the movie is telling us what she's doing. So how is that a mystery? how is half the movie, which is dedicated to what's her name, Mira, finding out if she's cheating on her, supposed to be a mystery when we have seen her cheat
Yeah.
5 times? What the hell?
Man, she is literally the first scene she's inviting her ex.
Huh?
No, although is that a Mira thing? I forgot. I think that Mira invited accidentally because she was catering, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, and she's like, why are you still following her on Instagram? And she's like,
Yeah.
oh, I just forgot to unfollow her. And from minute one, you're like, तू cheat
This
कर रही है
person,
भाई.
yeah, this person does not know how to lie.
Yeah. And like then she's meeting her secretly, giggling and all that, while
Yeah.
her life is supposedly coming undone.
And then she's
And
meeting like uske piche log also. She go invents and meets that Natasha person who she groomed and like who she got
yeah,
resigned. I'm like, stop meeting these people. This is still an abuse of power. Like you're witness coaching and shit.
yeah. Full. The restaurant woman is like, oh, but you cheated on me. Then how is it a mystery any longer? Serial
Yeah.
cheater, you know? What is even happening in this film?
उसके बाद क्यों जरूरत है? Why do we need a PI to like give us photographs?
Oh my God! Brings so this movie has two Bengali detective characters.
Yeah. Like one is not enough. They have one investigator who's doing nothing literally. And they introduce one more who actually somehow has a personal life also. Like they introduce him through his personal life, which Bhargav does not have. I'm like, why do we need character development this for the sixth character who has shown up in the 80th minute?
Especially when you don't have character development for your protagonist,
Yes.
who has no backstory. We know nothing about her except
Yeah, like I see photos on the wall when like the Mira ka bhai shows up at the house
cousin.
unannounced.
Let me correct you, cousin.
Cousin.
Yeah, which is why I was like, why in the world is this guy a cousin? Like, why would you not just make him a bhai or a friend?
Yeah.
What is
I just
cousin is so
assumed he was a brother.
we were
Cousin
very
is strange. Yeah,
specific.
whatever. So Rohit shows up and he's like, oh, you know, whatever you're hiding, I want to just check in on you. He's there. I'm seeing photos and I'm like, this seems, their relationship just seems unbelievable. Like, given how they talk to each other, that they got married and all, they seem like they're in the first year of their relationship.
Yeah, they know nothing about each other because they're like, Are and for 3 years, we are supposed to believe that Mira has hidden this whatever relationship, which has turned into a marriage. How is that okay in any sort
वो
of?
सब चलो, I will be willing to give the movie that if they did anything else right.
No, but like you're
But-
not doing any. You're supposed to be doing domestic drama also, na, in addition to the
Yeah.
harassy stuff. Then
Yeah.
how is this a real couple when the other person is like, my existence, you have not even told your family. It's very basic conflict, right?
Yeah.
But she's so self-involved, I suppose, Geetika, that she doesn't think of anyone beyond herself. So I don't know. Maybe that was a conscious choice.
But anyway, coming back to performances, why is everyone so bad?
Why is everyone so bad? Except the Mira woman.
Oh yeah.
She is not as bad as everybody else,
Yeah.
which is saying something because she's acting opposite Konkona, who's supposedly good, but Konkona is playing her throughout the movie as if Geetika is guilty.
And she's playing them like such high notes. I'm like, tone it down. Every scene, I'm like, tone it down, woman.
I don't know. It's one of the, and like I say, do you remember that opening scene in which she is summoned to like
Yeah.
Operation Theater, and then she like just puts her hand up like, shut up, you've already made a mess of this.
It's like Doctor Strange, but except it's not funny at all.
Exactly. You're not, it's not like he's like a halwai making like jalebi or something. Now you made a mess of this.
Yeah.
He's the urgent. What kind of mess has he made? Let's talk about that for a
Yeah.
second.
And then it obviously doesn't help that every time, like, this is why Indian Bollywood needs to stop making movies outside India, is because then they hire white people.
They hire like 2 rupees wala pitch.
Yeah. Like, guys, why would you do that to yourself? You spend the same amount of money on an Indian back home for an extra, you will get a million times better actor. But then you go and have the same budget internationally and you're casting agency, you're like, हाँ पैसा तो है नहीं. Then you get these actors, and I'm like, oh my god, these are people who are not getting a job in any wide production, and then they'll end up in these movies.
With speaking parts, like fully.
Yeah, with like multiple lines. Even that Logan guy, the guy who's actually orchestrating everything, he's
He's
so
the
bad.
main villain. Can you believe it? He's the main villain. If you're going to make a mystery, the first rule is you can't just randomly introduce some character who's supposed to
Yeah,
be
the villain has to be very like personal and close. It has to be like something like Sophie or something.
It has to, I was to fully thinking it's that dude, the jilted lover person.
The Mira ka
Yeah,
doctor friend.
हाँ.
Like, yeah, exactly. It has to be personal. Otherwise, there's no investment, right? Imagine Knives Out 4 mein, Daniel Craig is going, and third act mein they introduce, oh, Rohan Nar is the villain.
I'm like,
what?
who's that?
Yeah. Why is he the villain? He was not in the movie. I do not care. It's like nuclear bomb thoda ho.
हाँ, but वो मतलब it's so random, right? Because then Logan is the villain. Why is he the villain? Because he wanted a job, and Mira is supposed to have struggled for that job, as if Mr. Logan has not, you know. And Mr. Logan, for all we know, is a wonderful doctor.
Yeah, we don't know anything about him. Like, what if he doesn't have any of these faults of like being a toxic boss?
And he's like genuinely a jelly, because he's like, why is this terrible person getting a promotion over me?
Yeah.
In which case, fully justified.
I mean, okay, no, I'm not gonna go that far because the things he does are like bonkers. But
No,
like,
but she's actually guilty of all those things. Why don't you
no, he's
understand?
guilty of a lot of things, but he's not she's not actually guilty of the things he makes up, right?
I would argue grooming is sexual harassment, bro.
Fair. So on that account, she is guilty.
So it's like, imagine
But he just
if
exaggerated.
somebody.
He makes it like 8 people.
Of course, like, but I am thinking here, like, according to your own stupid internal logic, if I am working at whatever regular job, and I know that
This woman is failing
someone
upwards despite being toxic.
failing upwards despite being toxic, grooming young interns. She, for all we know, she groomed Mira also, dude. Like, how do we know?
Yeah.
And she is given a promotion. I'd be like, I'm not going to go and directly accuse her of anything because मेरे साथ कुछ नहीं हुआ. But I'm definitely going to write an anonymous email saying that, listen, do you know that you're promoting somebody who's really terrible
Yeah.
and probably a criminal? I am going to do that. It's insane. This movie is just bonkers. That's why I'm not going to shut up about this movie.
What we discovered is that the villain is the protagonist and the protagonist is the villain.
Exactly. This movie is that stupid. And end में she's like, oh no, but I was bad, so I'm not going to take whatever.
That though, I
And
lost it. I wanted to like through the screen punch the writer. Like राइटर का शक्ल दिखाओ, उसको मुझे गर्दन पकड़ के बाहर निकालना है और मुझे उसको मारने का है अभी.
and और राइटर को मतलब मैंने वेट किया स्पेसिफिकली कि मैं वेट करूंगा, पिक्चर खत्म होएगी, आई विल रीड द नेम्स ऑफ दीज पीपल, एंड दे ट्राई टू लाइक, इट्स ऑलमोस्ट एज इफ दे डिलिबरेटली डोंट वांट यू टू नो, बिकॉज फर्स्ट everybody in the world is credited and then the writers come up like 25 seconds later.
Yeah, पहले वो सब white people also get credited and then they get the writers credited. But like forget that, like just like it's bonkers. Which I guess which I'm moving from in our reverse chronology from performance to writing and direction now.
Yeah, the direction we've kind of touched upon, right?
Yeah.
Which is like tone is all over the place. It's like, ooh, it's a mystery, and then it's a Bengali detective mystery, which is a very different kind of mystery, by the way. And then it's like a real domestic drama, but then it's also a feminist fable.
Except it's none of those things because it doesn't
None of those
know
things.
how to do any of that.
Garbage movie.
Like imagine trying to do a mystery and actually having like building blocks that can give you like momentum and then still losing that momentum every scene. It's like a grand achievement.
Yeah. It's grand achievement, and like failing upwards की बात कर रहे हैं, तो let me just. So today I have seen Anurag Kashyap post Instagram thing for his sister, who happens to be the director of this movie, and in the thing he has very like made some like kind of like thinly veiled comments about possible kind of differences on this movie. So he's like, I'm so proud of you. You're gonna have like a great career, etc. Even though she worked with Ayushmann Khurrana in his prime 4 years ago, but we're going to pretend as if this is her first movie. And then he's like, I can see like the goodness of you in every scene, like your goodness shines through, but I can also see the stuff that you didn't essentially come up with, but that is a private conversation.
What?
I'm like, what does that mean?
That is crazy. How did he go from, oh, actually, I'm a brother, so I should post something nice on your movie releasing. By the way, I'm also a filmmaker, so I must criticize in the same post.
I don't know.
Like, he couldn't
some people
contain
like,
himself.
like I couldn't understand. So whatever the private conversation is it about like the movie being like messed around with by Dharma or her making mistakes? I don't know. He seemed to be very happy with her politics, is what I gathered from the post.
I mean, but he's also been happy with Durandar, so at this point, discounting his appreciation on politics.
Yeah, and apparently his new movie, which is like that Bobby Deol one, is also similar theme. Apparently it's about a TV actor who's accused of sexual harassment, but he's innocent or something. I don't know. Ek to, let me just not firstly, we said a million things already, but let me ask you, why in the name of Ribu Das Gupta, in this day and age, would you make a movie about false aarops?
Yeah, like it takes like some level of genius, right? Like of to be like, actually the world has gone too far with like these accusations. So we're going to like make a movie about a mystery where we will be like, oh, actually there were no accusations.
Isn't that insane? Like, how far back are you setting a very real thing that as a society we achieved?
Yeah. And we continue to like have these problems. It's not like, oh, Me Too, like we're done. Like post Me Too, like nothing
Solve
is
ho gaya,
happening.
हाँ.
Haan, ki world is all amazing. It's like Obama level. We solved racism, we solved like sexism. All done. Life is dandy. No, it's still happening.
So for some time at least, everybody should quietly just agree, let's not make movies about false accusations.
Yeah, if you're
It
gonna make a
only
movie about Me Too
fuels.
movement, it needs to be an actual Me Too movie,
Huh.
handled delicately. Otherwise, get off.
Make some other movie.
Yeah, there's a million topics out there.
What else? Do we have any topics left of our own then?
I think we should also spend a minute or less talking about the terrible cinematography.
Go for it. Start. And the editing also, but
Yeah,
like
I
chalo.
think they go hand in hand. But essentially, like it feels like I don't know what it feels like, but it essentially feels like nothing because it communicates nothing. Like the camera is just like kept and it's like so empty. Like the sets are so cold that I'm not sure if that's like deliberate or if that's accidental.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just I don't recall who shot this movie. But certainly they spent a lot of time on the art direction of the house, not nearly enough time on the hospital because the same corridor is like HR,
Yeah, I could
oncology.
tell that they spent so much money on like one of the sets. They were like, so now if you exhausted the money, and then to your point, hospital was the second thing. They were like, okay, we have to spend some money here, guys. ये तो second important most set है, तो इस पे कुछ तो डाल दो. They're like, okay, इतना बचा है डाल दिया. We're like, wait, guys, we have more things left. What about that investigator का office? And they're like, अब तो ₹5 ही बचे हैं, तो अब क्या करें? हाँ, IKEA से shopping कर लेते हैं.
It's not like हम वापस इंडिया जाके एक साउंड स्टेज रेंट करके वहां पर सब इंडोर थिंग्स कर दे कंप्लीट. हमने कमिट किया 100% of the movie we must shoot in Poland for some reason.
Oh God, like why?
And you know what the
that
issue is?
So terrible, some of these, the cafes and the offices. I'm just like, क्या कर रहे हो तुम? Like तुमने literally अभी पेंट करा है, दिख रहा है मुझे. Humor इससे लिखा है 5 मिनट पहले.
And the Indian restaurant wala set, which is random. Also, there's like this first tier of white actors who have speaking parts. Then there is the second tier of white actors who are like basically background people, but sometimes you hear them off screen say. And very obviously they've been dubbed by Indian dudes. So that is a level of detailing that we're going for here. Like randomly we see a white guy in the background, but why does he sound like he's from like Borivali or something?
Yeah, that was my like. I forget the tertiary characters. Like even the fact that the movie is just like so full of Indians was annoying to me. Like if you're so gonna be full of Indians, at least they've been there for like years and years, right? Why do single of them have a single British accent in their voice?
हाँ, fully. They तो rock in Hindi only.
Yeah,
मतलब
Hindi accent भी थोड़ा
it's like
आना चाहिए ना कुछ तो मतलब. It feels like they've all of them have left India like 6 months ago.
which is when pre-production starts.
Exactly. So like the level of like preparation done from like a director level to an actor level has literally been like, okay, मेरा paycheck दो, paycheck मिल रहा है, हाँ ठीक है मैं आता हूँ कल set पे.
Which I get, like if you're like this director and you haven't made a movie in like 4 years and you need like a stepping stone, great, take Netflix money. They have a lot of it, you know. If you're Pratibha Ranta, who's like very new, great, take the money, run. If you're Konkona Sen Sharma, who's been doing this for 25 years, you're legit Nepo baby who is one of the rare Nepo babies who is like very admired also. And you're super talented. We've seen you do great work. So kitna bada paycheck hai? And was it worth it? I suppose it was. Like I would go to Poland too, yeah.
I guess. So second week running, the lesson is people did the movie so they could get a free vacation.
And we would, that's how I have gauged
Yeah,
it. The
we have
ethics
to
of
then
this.
end up like solving their nightmare.
Actually, you know what? This would be more of an ethical dilemma for me than Kartik Aaryan. Like Kartik Aaryan movie with the same script, I would be like, yes, I'll do it. But this one, I would actually think for 2 days.
Yeah, because like in a way you're co-opting something that was actually a good thing for the world, and then you're like, ha, I will create a mystery out of this.
Yeah.
That's a worse human than the first one.
Yeah. So, like, that's a note to end on. This is a worse movie than anything Kartik Aaryan has
Great. So
done.
we're saying greenlight tu meri sequel, but don't greenlight accused sequel. Okay, amazing.
Correct.
That's all for this episode of The Long Take. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Threads at The Long Take Pod. You can write to us at thelongtakepod@gmail.com. Please leave us a rating and a review wherever you episode, and we will see you next week. Thanks for listening. Bye.